Kurt Cobain wasn't just a rock star, he was a voice for people who felt unseen. In the early 1990s, his music reshaped rock and gave a generation language for alienation, anger, and vulnerability. But behind the success was a life marked by pain, pressure, and contradiction. Born in 1967 in Aberdeen, Washington, Cobain grew up in a working-class town far from the spotlight. Kurt's early childhood was happy and stable by most accounts. His parents' divorce in 1976, when he was only 9 years old, left a deep emotional impact on him, creating a lifelong sense of instability and an emotional isolation that would stay with him. Drawn to punk rock's raw honesty and rejection of conformity, Kurt resonated with music that valued truth over polish and perfection. In the late 1980s, Cobain formed Nirvana with bassist Chris Novoselic. The lineup was complete when drummer Dave Grohl from Scream was successfully recruited. Their music fused punk aggression, heavy rock intensity, and haunting melody, setting them clearly apart from the sounds of their time. Recording at Sound City Studios in Van Nuys, California with producer Butch Vig, they recorded Nevermind. Vig captured Nirvana's raw energy while adding clarity and structure. Vig encouraged Kurt to double his vocal tracks and tweak song arrangements. Kurt was reluctant at first, but agreed, with Dave Grohl's powerful drumming and Andy Wallace's mixing skills balancing their raw sound with some radio sheen. Nirvana found their recipe for success. After Nevermind was released in 1991, it would never be the same for Nirvana. Smells Like Teen Spirit exploded onto radio, pushing Nirvana into the mainstream and turning Kurt into an unwilling icon. With Nevermind and their follow-up In Utero's success and their famed appearance on MTV's Unplugged, their fame skyrocketed to top-of-the-world status. The fame was overwhelming. Cobain struggled with chronic health issues, addiction, and a growing discomfort with celebrity culture. He openly criticized the music industry and felt disconnected from audiences who misunderstood his intentions. The pressure of fame clashed violently with his values, and the conflict became impossible to escape. Kurt spoke openly about depression, anxiety, and chronic emotional distress. Many described him as highly sensitive, introspective, and prone to intense mood swings, feeling alienation, guilt, and self-loathing even at the height of Nirvana's success. Heroin became both a physical dependency and an emotional escape. Cobain made many documented attempts to quit, entering rehab several times. His struggles with depression and addiction became more public and eventually overtook him. On April 8, 1994, the defining voice of grunge was found dead at his Seattle home, bringing Nirvana's brief and iconic story to an abrupt end. His death was ruled a suicide, and the shockwaves were felt through the world. Thousands of his fans gathered at a public vigil in Seattle, mourning the loss of an iconic voice that had defined a generation. For many, the tragedy marked the end of an era. The man who changed rock for the better was gone. In the years since, Cobain has come to symbolize the vulnerability of artists under the weight of fame. Like Jim Morrison before him, his legacy reflects how poetic voices can also carry a tragic cost. Kurt Cobain lives on in those whose music is influenced by him, the fans his music touched, and the influence he had on music, culture, and society. Kurt Cobain's influence extended far beyond the grunge movement, shaping how multiple generations of musicians approached songwriting, performance, and authenticity. Artists across genres have cited Cobain not just for his sound, but for his willingness to expose vulnerability in a way rock music rarely had before. Kurt Cobain may have never set out to be a legend, but his honesty made him one. His music endures because it was unfiltered, imperfect, and real, just like life is.